Hi guys, it's Danny and this is my first video. A little bit about me. I'm not a makeup artist in any way or form. I love doing my makeup. I'm not going to tell you how you should do your makeup. This is just the way that I do it. So first I think I'll get started with a flawless foundation. I've always had people tell me that I always have good skin, and as you can see, naturally it's not that great. It's no crazy tips or tricks that you haven't heard before. So I guess let's just get started. Right, I've already primed and moisturised my face with this new product actually I bought yesterday. So first impressions, it's the Nivea Express Hydration Primer and Moisturiser. It's a really lovely sort of creamy, I don't know if that's gonna work, no. Lovely creamy sort of foundation. Good start, Danny, well done. Lovely creamy sort of moisturiser that apparently primes for your makeup as well. Makes a fantastic base for makeup, so we shall see. The foundation I'm using at the moment, and this is a recommendation from most YouTubers as the best drugstore foundation, or one of the best, is Lumi Magique by Loreal Paris. So I start with this and I pump a tiny, well, not tiny, 2 small-ish pumps on the back of my hand. And sometimes I use a foundation brush and put it all over my face and then use a beauty blender, but I've started just doing it on my hand and using my ring finger and dotting it all over the place. First of all, I'm going to do this because no one wants hair in their makeup. So I do it side by side, as I find if it gets a bit too dry on the skin, then it doesn't blend as well using the beauty blender. And excuse the fact that this isn't very clean. I've got a new one ordered because when I was cleaning it the other day, I managed to stick my nails in it. Good job. So, and then just blend. I've only been using the beauty blender for a few months, but I have found that I would never, ever, ever, ever go back to my normal foundation brush. Most of you know how to use a beauty blender, it's nothing new. And just do it as a pouncing motion, as people call it, all over your face to blend it nicely. And you can already see the difference. It's not huge. This does say that it is full coverage. Am I just making that up? Somewhere. But I do find that you have to build it if you want a really full coverage. And then just onto the next side. Right, so I'm doing really well for a first video. Sorry for that, it cut out because I don't have enough storage on my phone. So, I've been sitting here with this on my face. Let's see if it makes a difference. Same on this side. As you can see, nothing new. Just pounce the beauty blender over your skin. Blend it all out. I do go over my lips as well, as I find, I don't know if it's the tones that I choose, but my foundation makes my lips look too pink, but a weird pink. So I always put a little bit over my lips, and I mostly wear lipstick anyway, so it's also a good base. Right, I know I said 2 pumps, but one more. Again. Always make sure you blend not in your hair, but into the hairline, so it gets a more natural instead of that horrible white line which you can see around there. Just sort of blend it inwards a bit and down the neck. And with the neck, I put it on the beauty blender. I think it just sort of spreads faster, blends easier. I don't know, I might be making that up. As you can see, it's not a good match to my shoulders. What you gonna do? Some people, if you want, can go all the way down. I normally add a bronzer on my neck as well. sometimes a bit of translucent powder if you have any imperfections. I always have this. If any of you know what this is, tell me. I will shut up, get on with it, and ta-da! That is my first layer. Quick disclaimer, most of the products I use are from the drugstore, as I just don't have the budget for high-end, although I do have a couple. I think, to be honest, these are the only high-end products I have. I occasionally treat myself to one, but these are 4 of my staple products as well. So everything else I will use is drugstore. On to concealer. I use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. And it is running out and it's a bit messy, so I do apologise. But 1 pump is more than enough. And then ring finger. Always use your ring finger because you use the least pressure for it. So if I do it close, I just go, and I know the colour looks strange, but I like to use my finger first. Sorry, I'm getting it in my eyeball. I like to use my finger first and place it in this triangle underneath your eye. A couple of spritzes of that, and then blend that in. You can also use the Pro Longwear Concealer as a base for eyeshadow. I tend to put it all over my eyelid anyway, just so it all blends in nicely. This light is so white. I am not this pale, I promise you. I'm not too keen on this shape of Beauty Blender, if I'm honest. I'd rather try the real one, but it works, so it's fine. And there is one eye. Can you see the difference? And then same on the next side. Is it weird? Want to look at you? Want to do my makeup? That. And you can also use the excess that's on the bottom. It's gross. I just sort of dab over my chin and up my nose. If you have any left on your hand, I have a tiny little bit. And just sort of get it everywhere. No. Voila, this is foundation and MAC concealer, and for some reason my eyes have started watering, so they're a bit red. Right, what I do next, and some people say that this is wrong, but I like to do it, it works for me. I take my MAC Studio Fix, which is filthy, I do apologise, in the colour NC15, and I use this sort of tapered, weird Kabuki brush thing. Really lightly tap it, get it all around the brush, tap off the excess, and then get right up under the eyes and around the eyelids. Some people just set under their eyes. I like to do my eyelids as well. Can you see the difference? Can you? Sort of. And then just do the same on the other side. You can use translucent powder for this. I just prefer to do it this way. Some people say that this is because it is a sort of powder foundation rather than a setting powder or something. Some people say it can be a bit too heavy. I prefer it. It's the way I like doing it. That's how I do it. Give it another tap, and you can also go up your forehead, down your nose, and just around the bits. I tend to cover the bits I don't use bronzer on, as obviously bronzer can set as well. So give it a little dust and you are good to go. If you really want to set it, it can make it a little bit cakey, but you can use the Prep, oh, nearly dropped it, Prep and Prime, can you see that? Over the top, just with a very fluffy brush, just to really, really set it. And I'm going to do that now. Literally the lightest dust. Just with this big fluffy brush, which is AX Paris Professional 2. Is 2 the name? I don't know. Right. And that is the face. give a bit of a dust all about. And then bronzer. I use 2 bronzers at the moment and they are both filthy. I didn't think about cleaning my stuff before this, showing it to the world. I have my Bare Minerals ID, just as warmth. And my new Rimmel Sun Shimmer bronzing powder. I use this for a heavier like contour, and with this one, if I can find the brush, I use this, which is actually, yeah, a contouring brush by Real Techniques. It's upside down. You get it. With this one, you just tip it in, dust it about, and then find your cheekbone and give it a dust. You can also use this same technique. It doesn't have to be with the Bare Minerals loose powder. Give it a swirl around in this one. Obviously, this is a much, much cooler tone than that. And give it a dust under the cheekbones. It can blend. If you don't like contour that heavy, then it's fine. You can already see it just brings a bit more, and you know what contouring's for, it just brings a bit more depth to the face. You can also use this to go across the forehead and down the temples. I connect it. You don't have to. Some people just go for the cheekbones, but I connect it all the way down the face. Can you see the difference? It just brings more shape into the whole face rather than just white, because I am pale. And then move your hair. Same here, just dust it down the side of the face and across the top. I wouldn't say my forehead is that large, but I still like to put it all around the outsides. Just sort of bring everything together. You get a bit more shape in the face. I will add blusher, and I tend to go over my bronzer with this by Precision Beauty, which I think is a cheap brand. I'm not too sure. This is my angled blush brush. Again, dip this in. I don't find there is a lot of excess from this product, but give another just light dusting, even if you're just blending it rather than adding more product. I do a more harsh sort of highlight and contour. I say highlight. If you guys have any good powders which are really good for highlighting that aren't banana powders, because obviously I'm very pale, that would be great, as I'm yet to find a proper highlighting powder. I'll just use, as you saw, my MAC product. Some people, obviously, you can contour your jawline, which I do for a night out, as it's just an extra bit of definition, really. But any difference? Can you see the difference? Okay. A bit overexcited. Right. If my camera was a bit better, you could probably see. But hey, this next blush is very cheap, and it is called Essence Silky Touch Blush. It's good. I do find it's a little bit too pink. I'm not a big blush fan. I prefer just going, like you saw, just sort of all over with bronzer. But I use my little Bare Minerals full coverage Kabuki brush, which came with the set, which I got from TK Maxx for £20, I think. Not bad. This is really, I want to say pigmented, but because it's so cheap, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that it's very loose for a compact blush. I just blow my brush in front of everybody. Don't do that. Especially if you're doing makeup on other people, it's not hygienic. It's the habit I need to break. Tap off the excess and go in with a very light hand. Oh. And do it on the apples of your cheeks, going upwards, and blend it all together. I went in a bit too heavy, actually. Not a fan. What you can do with this is really lightly. I do this quite a lot with this blush. If you guys have any recommendations for a good blusher that's not expensive for my ghostly skin tone, that would be fab. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. For highlight, I use a very, very, very cheap product again by, can you see that? Makeup Academy. It's called Undress Your Skin Shimmer Highlighter. I'm yet to find another one that I've fallen in love with. If you have any recommendations, let me know. I'm using a short, small stippling brush just to go really lightly with it because it is very shimmery and I'm not a very sparkly person. Swirl it about, tap off the excess, and you want to go here where that, see, I haven't put any on, but where that natural highlight sort of already is, under the eye. I sometimes, if I don't feel like wearing eyeshadow as well, bring it onto my eyes. Can you see? Do you see? Shimmer. I do this on a daily basis, but just use a tiny little bit. Same on the other side. Do you see the light? Also put a little bit. See, this one is a bit gold for a nose highlight, but hey, do it anyway. And with the excess, just sort of blend it out. You can put a little bit on your chin, and I sometimes use it as a highlighter powder because, like I said, I haven't found a good one. And if you go really lightly, then it's not too bad. You can also use it, like everybody already knows, on your ring finger here. Good, too much. It just gives you a more defined Cupid's bow. And one thing you can also do to define the rest of your face is contour just on the bottom of your chin, just to make it shorter. And I do find that from the side I have quite a long chin, so I do like to do this step mainly for photos. And I think we're done. So that is my flawless, some of you may not like it, but flawless foundation face using mainly Drugstore products, which I will list below if you want to check them out. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a makeup artist in any way or form. I just like to do my makeup. I do probably wear more makeup than some people, so you may not like it. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have got too much blusher on today. Didn't go to plan, but so and obviously I put more makeup on over this, but here is the finished product. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to do an updated sort of makeup routine, as I've just did a little mini haul, as some of you might have seen on my Instagram. So let me know if you want to see that, trying out some new products. There's one that I meant to use today, but I forgot. So just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys.